Standing here with our women's bodybuilding champion here tonight, Sheila Bleck, also the Best Poser Award. You went home with all the cash and hardware.
Yeah, I took the whole show finally.
You know, I always talk about, first of all, before they announced your name, I think they called third place out and you were already crying. And Johnny got it on film too.
No, I wasn't crying, but it's like you got the anxiety, you're like,
Were you nervous, or did you know you had it at that point?
From my experience, I gave up on being too excited for the possible first place, because all of a sudden it's like, no, you lost it by 1 point or 2 points. So when they had Jennifer Zendaya, her and I pulling off, she's beat me before back in 2007.
So you're nervous?
Yeah, of course I'm going to be nervous.
Now, you are probably, and I've said this a million times, one of the best posers maybe in the history of the IFBB. You always have a new routine with a different theme, a different emotive, energy that you put out.
See me on the stage.
What was the theme tonight?
This song is actually written by a kid named Justin Woody, and he calls his solo group 210 Come In. And the song is called Out From the Darkness. He's an artist, so am I. We're both in a writer's block for about a year, which is why you didn't really see me on the stage on top of everything else that was kind of going on. So he hits me up in 2013. He says, I got this new piece, let me know. And I hadn't heard from him for about a year.
That's original.
It's original. And just like the capture in 2007 and On My Way Home I used, that's all from him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a kid that was in college, and now he actually does shemuscle.net, and he helps network out all the female bodybuilders in the world.
So you got that piece of music and you just knew what you wanted to do to it?
Because we both kind of came out of the dark, because writer's block is painful. You all know that,
Absolutely.
So any artist is going to understand that. So of course I was working on, and I'm thinking, how can I engage movements with the sound of this piece? And so I had him cut 2 minutes out of it. We had to, I had to mix and match, what parts of the song I wanted, and he seamed it together, and I just worked on it for the last 4 weeks and hoping that it would come out the way it did.
Well, you touched me. I got tears in my eyes when I was watching it, and I always do when I watch you pose.
Well, I didn't really look at it as an emotional thing. I was literally scared to death. Because
you look very confident on stage. You don't look scared when you're out there. Is that an act?
I think it's because I'm such deep thought. I'm studying the song. I can hear, I'm trying to find my notes, because I usually use a back note of a piece of music. You'll hear the speed sound, but I'm looking for that back note that I'm grabbing, so it all syncs and comes together.
I feel it.
Okay, so that's it's not easy to do that, but you got to keep working and working and working it. And when you want to throw a little finesse, a little contemporary arts into it, that's another whole ball game, like the legs in the air playing the violin.
I don't even know how to describe it. You have to watch it to see it.
Yeah, it is different. It is very different.
Now, why were you in the dark, and what got you out of the dark, so to speak?
I think in 2012, you and I went hard at the Tampa that time. You and I were known for what we brought. And then I didn't think I was going to be making it to Olympia. So it's this high and low. And then all of a sudden you're calling me like, hey, you're going to the O. I'm like, okay, so I'm calling Sweden saying, I'm not flying to Sweden yet. I'm staying here. And there was just like this long road. And then nobody came to my game, nobody in my family. And all of a sudden he's kind of...
You need that support.
Well, yeah, you have nobody to share it with. I'm flying in. I mean, Melody and I fly in together, but there was just really nobody to relish with it. And then I just couldn't wait to get to Sweden. And then being out there with another family and touring everything, doing things I'd never done before.
Revitalized you a little bit?
Yeah, and I started feeling different things about life. So I thought, I came back to start prepping, and then I hit you up and I said, you know what, I need to back out because nothing was happening. I needed to roam the world and go live life a little bit, and then things start coming together.
Rather than sounding like this is getting a little Kai-like, this interview, but talk to me about the Olympia, because last 3 years going, you're top 6. This year going in, this is the best look you've ever had. What would be acceptable for you this year?
I like trying to mimic what you and I do the first time. And I know, like, either Weinberger says, I want you to be a little bit fuller, but I like what you and I bring to the stage. Nobody really has our conditioning, the sharpness, the detail.
This is the most detail you've ever been to.
Yeah, and knowing that every time we get together, we get me that much more, which is when somebody says you got to beat your best, I'm like, oh my God. And every time, so that sets the bar for myself again. And my ultimate goal would be to crack that top 3. So when I'm looking at the other girls, I'm thinking, okay, I'm looking at symmetry, balance, and
presentation. And presentation.
Presentation, exactly.
You got in space. Sheila Bleck, our women's bodybuilding champion here tonight. She's going to the Olympia in less than 6 weeks. For now, I'm Dave Palumbo, rxmuscle.com.